The last design concept we will discuss in this section focuses not on the style choices that you make, but rather on the people who will consume your report. The more users your Power BI report will have, the more essential it becomes to carefully consider accessibility issues that might impact their experience. In the final section, I will walk through some common accessibility issues and how you can address them in Power BI. Accessibility refers to how people use and process digital tools like Power BI reports. Examples of accessibility issues include physical conditions like color blindness that can literally impact how different users see the information in your report. It can also include the mental processes that cause different users of a report to reach different conclusions about which data in your report are important and which insights really matter. It can even extend to the cultural differences that attribute different meanings to different colors, or the technological backgrounds that influence comfort levels with using a tool like Power BI. In Power BI terms, accessibility means designing our Power BI reports in such a way that as many users as possible have the same or at least very similar experiences when using the reports we develop. This means our responsibility as Power BI builders is to make our reports as readable, descriptive, and intuitive as possible. One very important accessibility topic in Power BI involves the use of color. Color has the ability to help our users notice data insights more quickly. It can also help make our reports more readable. And as noted in our design exercise earlier in this lesson, too much color can be a huge distraction. Even though Power BI lets you choose from 8 colors in your chosen theme, it is highly recommended that you minimize color use as much as possible when building your report. Generally speaking, in many cases, you can develop a very strong report using only 2 colors. One vibrant color to highlight important data callouts, and a second color for less important or supporting data points. In rare instances, you may be comparing multiple items of equal importance, and in these cases, a third color may become necessary. By far, though, the most underrated color in your arsenal is gray. Clever use of gray can be crucial for helping users know which points to focus on. For example, if you are trying to emphasize the greatest value in a bar chart, using gray for the other columns can make the tallest bar stand out even more. Although finding the perfect balance takes practice, balancing gray and color in your reports can help you reserve color for what matters most, insights. Another important aspect of color is contrast. The reason you should pay close attention to contrast is that some color groups are difficult to tell apart, especially for users who have one of the various types of color blindness. Colors like green and red, blue and green, and yellow and green are just some examples of color combinations that you should try to avoid, but there are others as well. Generally speaking, the more similar 2 colors are, the more you should avoid using them together. Take the following examples. Notice how difficult it is to read the green text on a red background, and how much easier it is to read the other 2 examples that combine light and dark colors. The last 2 examples underscore why contrast is so important to improving the readability of your Power BI report. There are several online resources that can help you compose Power BI palettes and test whether or not your reports meet web accessibility standards. WebAIM's Contrast Checker lets you type in a text color and a background color, and it returns several simulations explaining whether that combination passed or failed. Accessible Colors is a similar resource. And finally, ColorHex is one of my favorite resources, and although it doesn't tell you if your colors meet accessibility standards, it does help you easily look up and pick colors that you can use in your Power BI theme.